Thought a lot about how I want to start this video, and I think I'm just gonna go with something short and sweet, and that's board games are awesome. Hello, and welcome to the Board Initiative. My name is Greg, and I want to talk board games with you. I know there's a lot of content creators out there already, and there's some awesome ones like Board Game Co., Quackalope. Devin talks about tables, and Board Game Garden, All You Can Board, and there's plenty of others that are great. But hopefully, maybe there's room for one more. And to kind of understand why I want to start this channel, I think we got to go a little bit into my past and my background with board games. So up until 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about board games. I didn't know crap. And honestly, I thought board games were just Monopoly, Sorry, Uno, Scrabble, like games that you just play with your grandparents when you're over at your relative's house, or something like that. I didn't even fathom that like something like Gloomhaven could exist, or Now or Never, or Aftermath. So what happened, 2 years ago that kind of changed my view and changed my board game life. Well, I got this awesome new job. I'm a software engineer by day, and this new job, every Friday, the group would get together and we'd play board games for the last hour and a half to kick off the weekend, which is awesome. But these games, we were playing board games like Codenames, Dixit, Bang the Dice Game, stuff that I didn't know existed, and it kind of really opened up my eyes into like what board games could be. These were still party games, but they were a lot cooler than Monopoly, So that was great. And then fast forward like 7 months till 7 months ago, and I'm sitting there at home. I'm sitting there with my wife, and we're just talking. And I'm like, honey, we're bored. Why don't we go buy some board games or something? Let's go. We'll give us something to do. We'll be, interacting with each other. I think it'd be fun. And she's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we went to Target. I know, the best place for board games. But then again, I wasn't in the hobby. I didn't know board game stores really even existed, to be honest. So we're scrolling down the aisles, and we pick up a couple games. She's into Disney, so we got Villainous, Hocus Pocus, which are cool. Those are cool games. But the game that really just changed my whole perspective and really got me into the hobby, it's, Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion specifically. But, I was walking down the aisle and this caught my attention. I've heard the name Gloomhaven before. A couple somewhere, reading an article or something, but I didn't think much of it. But what really hooked me was the tagline on the bottom here, and it says, "A fully cooperative fantasy campaign adventure," which, okay, that intrigued me. I was interested from that point, because if you know me, I'm a giant nerd. I love anime, video games, especially like big RPG adventures like Skyrim, Fallout, stuff like that. So if a board game could deliver on that, okay, let's try that out. So I take it home and I unbox it, and I start looking at the rules. I watch videos, which, by the way, there was like 5 videos for this game, and they were 30 minutes each just for the rules. So I was like, okay, this is a grandma's board game, which was really, really awesome. So after watching those videos, I called up my friends, and I'm like, guys, we need to play this game, because I was planning on playing with my wife, but I think she was a little intimidated by it, so I just left it for something. I have to ease her into it, So I call my friends over. I set up the game. I get some chips, snacks. I got like little soda bottles that look like potions, just to kind of like get the immersion going a little bit. And I set up the game. We pick our characters and we start playing. And we had a blast. I think we played for like 6-7 hours just straight, and it was an awesome time. Like it was legit, kind of like playing a video game, but in board form. You level up, you get experience, you can choose your skills. You're fighting, monsters. Every every monster has their own like AI deck with different attacks. You have modifier cards that you pull that can add or subtract to your attack value. You can completely cancel attack with those. Every scenario is different. You got to do different things. The game is tough. It's challenging. You can pick like which locations you want to visit on the board. It like blew my mind that this could be in a board game. So after that, I was hooked. And just remembering like this one specific instance when we were fighting a boss, or it was like a tough enemy or something, and I was literally my two friends were dead. I was playing as a demolitionist, and I had like 1 or 2 health. The next turn would have killed me. I had to pull a 2x to be able to beat this guy, and I did it. And that like moment, that feeling of just like pulling something when you have like a 1 out of like 50 chance to do it, it was such a good feeling, and I love that. And we were all like, we were like, what? That's crazy. How'd you do that? He's so lucky, and that pulled off that, and we were able to beat the scenario like that. So it was great. It was a great time, and that's kind of what I want to convey from this channel is, I want people to play board games. I want people that were like me maybe 2 years ago, and they didn't know crap about board games, and maybe this channel gets them into the hobby, and makes them realize, hey, board games aren't just Monopoly. There's some really cool stuff out there. And if I can get one person that's not into the hobby to play a board game and, come to me and be like, hey, watching your videos, it got me into the hobby and now I'm a huge board gamer, that would be amazing. That's what I want. And of course, I want to talk like board games and get reviews and discussions and things of that nature. Speaking of reviews, like I think I'm just gonna do a simple rating scale on my videos. Pass, which is basically not for me, and I wouldn't recommend it. Play, which is a good game, but I could see it's not worth owning. For me, but it's worth giving a shot. Maybe if your friend has it, you can go to his house and play it, something like that. And then there's Buy, which is a game that I think would be a worthy addition to your collection, but maybe with some caveats. Maybe like it won't stick around forever. Maybe you'll play it and eventually you'll get bored of it or something. And then there's the Must-Have, which is basically like this is going to stay in your collection forever. It's one of those games that is truly special. And that's, what I feel with, for instance, Gloomhaven, I'd rank as a must-have, and I know it's like ranked 5 or number 1 on, BGG, best board games of all time, so it's hardly a shocker, but it's really, it lived up to the hype, and it got me into the hobby. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to discuss with this video, and just kind of give a brief introduction to myself and what I'll be covering and what the goals of this channel are. So, with that, I think have a wonderful day, and hopefully you'll come back to see some more of my videos in the future. This is the Board Initiative signing off. Bye.